Well, the heat was nice while it lasted. Unfortunately, it didn't last. I found this out by just driving as I normally did. And then when I got back to the car, just the angle of the lighting was right, or whatever it was, and I noticed a puddle of coolant on the ground. Not in the car, but on the ground outside. And it was coming from the firewall area, and that means heater core. Now I know the heater core is buried in here. These are the hoses that go to it, and they go right into the firewall. You can probably just see barely a clamp on them. There's two clamps there, obviously one on each. How to get to it? Yeah. This is way beyond what I'm ever going to dream of thinking about doing, so I'm going to have to bring her in. Now, I could be cheap about it and bypass the heater core by taking these hoses off. I could actually take this one off and put it to there, to the heater control valve, with my vacuum line using the surgical tubing, which is working great. And that would bypass it, and that way it wouldn't leak. But you know, there are some days in the winter where it's nice to be able to drive it when there's no snow on the ground. So I picked up a new one. It's like copper, maybe? I'm not really sure. And everything is soldered in. My guess is what happened, because it's not leaking from the hoses, my guess is it's leaking from these solder joints here on the old one. This one doesn't look that great to me. It's not used. At least it doesn't look it. Just China manufacturing garbage? I don't know. And the other side is about the same, in the same areas, interestingly enough, but none of the fins are mashed or bent or anything that you would expect. So hopefully it'll work. Now the price of the heater core, at least here in New York, was 50 bucks. That's not a lot of money to spend to make the heat work, but the labor to install it, if I'm lucky, everything is doable from under the hood, and that may be possible on this car. I don't know, and I'm not going to find out. The labor is what's going to kill it, so I don't even know how much it's going to cost. Fortunately, the heater core was on sale at Pep Boys, which is a chain store in the area. I don't know if they're in all states or what, but Pep Boys had, of all items to be on sale, a heater core that fits a 67 Buick Riviera for $35. No rebates or anything, just 35 bucks. So I said, well, definitely. Like I said, it's not leaking from the hoses where it goes in there, but it leaks, like, I don't have enough daylight anymore, way down through there and onto the ground, kind of underneath where it would be, but a little further back. I think it's dripping on the exhaust manifold or the exhaust pipe on this side, and then it drips off of that and onto the ground. It doesn't matter, unfortunately, if the heat is turned on or off, so I'm not really sure the entire function of that heater control valve. I don't know which way the coolant flows in the stuff, so if somebody knows, maybe you could explain why it still leaks even though the heater control is shut off and that valve isn't opening. I guess it still pumps there, but it can't go anywhere, so it just leaks out and doesn't return to the engine, so you don't get new coolant in there to cool off. I mean, well, yeah, to cool off by the fan dumping the heat into the car. I don't know, but she's going in for surgery tomorrow, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm not going to be happy with the price, I know that. But such is. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.